Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, buck fever. The legs may be steady, but the heart is not. Plenty of guns in Israel, but do people hunt? I go there to find out. First, say it with flowers. The pigeons are going loopy for lupins. Who would have thought that pigeons love lupins? Andy first noticed the woody numbers building on this 8-acre field a week ago, and he asked his farmer friend if he could shoot it. At this time of year, the lupin leaves must be offering a tastier alternative to things like clover before the crops start ripening off. So today Crow is going to make the most of it, but he's had to think carefully about where to put the hide to avoid roads and houses.
I've got 9 real pigeons. I've got a rotary out on the left-hand side of the pattern. The wind's going that way, so I'm hoping the pigeons are going to come around. I'm going to curl them back round. I've got a few decoys here, a few there, and the same again, hole through the middle. And that's hopefully to funnel them in here towards a tree, or funnel them into where I want to kill them. We're limited here to where we can shoot. We've got a road going along there, we've got a road going down there, we've got a house down there. I've informed the house, I've informed everyone that it's going to interfere with. The road, I built the hide up on the left and the right hand side, so I can't shoot down there and I can't shoot up there. The only way I can shoot is straight down the middle, and that's perfectly safe. We're 100 metres from the road that way and 160 metres from the road that way, so all is okay.
So everyone knows what we're up to, apart from the pigeons, we hope.
See where the old pigeons have been on here. So they're like an oversized clover leaf, really. They've just been taking the edges off. Another one here, look, they've hammered that one, look, so he's just taking the tips off all the way around. That's the lupin flower coming up now, up through the centre. These lupins, he's been growing them for seed. He's got some soya beans as well, he's grown. The best I ever had was on the soya beans.
Because Roy is still after lead-free meat for his peregrines, Crow will continue to use the steel for today, unless the birds don't decoy. Then he'll swap to Game Ball's Pigeon Extreme. That's Roy on the blower now. Crow had been looking forward to a few pigeon burgers, but he is such a generous soul, he's going to give Roy all his meat.
It's always a nice start. They're coming exactly how I thought. The wind has got round, so they're going to come around here. And where I want to kill them is just here, and they're coming round. I haven't got anything, I haven't got whirly, flap and nothing on at the moment. If I can keep it like that, that's how I'll keep it. Go back to old school really. Here comes a lump now, big lump here. I'll let them go past. There's probably 150, 200 in there. I'll just let these go and they'll come back later on.
From the off, the going is good. Andy is on 30 birds without a miss in about 20 minutes, and he's worried he might not have enough shells.
Having a bit of a tidy up. We've probably got, we've been shooting about 35, 40 minutes. We've probably got, I don't know, I'll have a count up in a minute, but I think we've got close on 40 pigeons. I'm shooting well, which is always helps. Go on, get on, get on, get on. Yeah, I'm shooting well, so they're decoying nicely, which is good. Go on, go on. Gonna move the pattern up this way a bit. Here, 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 here. Move the pattern this way, they're coming round, they're going that way. I want them to come up round here and come through, so, but I've still got to leave this hole. Everything that's coming is coming up this hole, which is quite nice. Good thing is it's a tiny field, and it's that time of year, they haven't got a lot to feed on. They've only got clover, the buds are finished now, and there's nothing in this area. So it's quite nice, and that is quite nice. It's nice to have a few pigeons decoying. thing is, when they decoy, it's quite easy to make a good bag quick, especially if you shoot straight. As 1 or 2 birds were starting to come, they were getting, I was having to take some longer shots. I had 2 pigeons out there upside down, and there's nothing worse. They don't like that. They don't like them on their backs. So it pays to keep going out and checking the pattern. Here. But don't go out too often, because all the time you're out, it's like now we're out now, there's quite a lot of pigeons. There's pigeons trying to come in. So, like I say, the busiest time is going to be about 2, 3, 4 o'clock. So we've got a long way to go yet. So, just want to keep the pattern tidy.
One thing that is noticeable today is the lack of stock doves. Any proficient pigeon shooter will be able to tell the difference, but we've had very few today.
No, they're mainly seed eaters. They don't eat leaves so much. They just live on seed. They'll be probably on chickweed or something somewhere. That's where they'll be. They don't tend to eat the leaf. It's just a seed they want. Had a couple go past, but come and had a look. But they haven't really been pestering us today, which has been quite good. Every other time you go out, you're trying to pick out which bird you're going to shoot.
Back in the hide, and as usual, it's standing room only. Crow doesn't like to sit when he's in his office, but others like to take their weight off, especially when Mr. Holtham isn't there to hog it.
David's always pinching my seats. Calder, who's from UK Shoot Warehouse, has kindly sent me a seat down. It's adjustable. You've got 6, 7 adjustable holes. It folds up nicely as well. What I'll do is just fold the plate out like that. And then David can sit his fat arse on, which gives me my seat for me to sit on.
Oh dear.
But he's taken over with his bloody camera. So I'm no better off. He's still got a seat and he's using my seat for a camera stand. So really, I'm no better off.
The day starts brilliantly, but eases off to just good. Crow's bag is 140, but they were back in large numbers feeding as he left the field, so there's a good chance there'll be another blooming marvellous flower power pigeon session later this week for Mr. Crow. Thank you, Andy. And if you know why pigeons love lupins, leave a comment below or on Facebook. Now, from flower power to a delicate petal, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. Do you have use for a tiger hunting vehicle? This 1933 Rolls Royce Phantom II was commissioned by Maharaja Jam Sahib, who played cricket for England and wanted it for tiger hunting in India. He died before it was delivered. Along with a 1923 Silver Ghost, used by the future King Edward VIII as a shooting brake and to smuggle his mistress Wallis Simpson around Balmoral. They are for sale on the 20th of June 2015 at Classic Cars Auction at Burley House in Lincolnshire. They're expected to go for about £100,000 each. Staying with India, and the country is about to relax its hunting ban. The Environment Ministry will soon give permission to state governments to hunt animals in high human-animal conflict zones. This is a reaction to the population growth in blue bull and wild boar. To loud cheers from the British shooting organisations, the Austrian government is to abandon the phasing out of lead ammunition. The Austrian Ministry for the Economy argues that a ban would have a considerable economic impact and that the threat from lead shot does not justify it. Other issues outlined by the Austrian Ministry include the poor performance of non-lead ammunition, the lack of alternative ammunition for some calibers, and the fact that shot accounts for just 2% of the total lead dispersed into the environment. The European Commission has dropped plans to prosecute the island of Malta for hunting infringements. The Maltese government says this shows just how far hunting on the island has reformed. Earlier this year, hunters won a close referendum against a spring hunting ban. Antis are hitting Australian hunters hard. As well as dressing up in balaclavas and attacking duck hunters in the state of Victoria, like these two characters, they forced a TV chef to apologise for shooting kangaroos. Colin Fasnage went out lamping kangaroos legally on a farmer's property in New South Wales. Meanwhile, amid growing concern from farming bodies that the Australian RSPCA has become an activist group, Australian Senator Bridget McKenzie has written to the Queen requesting she strips it of its warrant. Thanks to Ian Lana for sending in the stories. And finally, the new trend for tourists who don't want their feet to touch the ground in Nepal is parahawking. An outfit called Karma Flights offers paragliding trips with vultures out of the Nepalese mountain town of Pokhara and will donate £30 to the ongoing earthquake relief effort from every one-day booking. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now let's see what you lot have been up to. It is Hallo Charlie.
Hello Charlie, Steve here from Cheshire. Just sitting in a nice high seat, looking over a big field, waiting to see if any foxes are coming in. Behind me is our main pheasant pen, waiting for the young pheasants to come in. So just a good night sitting here, seeing if we can get anything. Thank you.
Hello Charlie. This evening we've been out doing some rabbit shooting and my dad kept on pestering and pestering, so I brought him along.
Hello Charlie.
Hello Charlie, Andy and Gareth. Morning on the crows, not too bad at all, and this is what we've got. Not a bad day. Well, I'll come back to them another time and give them another good old 3-pin. Cheers pal.
That's it. Please send me your Hello Charlies via Facebook, YouTube, Dropbox or email charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Please keep them coming. Now, last week I found myself in Israel. True, it is not a noted hunting destination, but where there's a will, there's an oy vey. Who writes this stuff? So I've come to ISDEF, the closest thing Israel has to a game fair or gun trade show, to ask the question, is there hunting in Israel?
No, not at all. For us, hunting business is zero here in Israel.
That's a no, definitely a no, yes. We're hardly sending any kind of scope here to Israel, so and I do not know the hunting situation, but we're not selling any hunting rifle scopes to Israel.
Well, that pretty well answers that. Or does it? I have been all over the world with Fieldsports Channel. I have visited countries where hunting is apparently banned and sporting guns are restricted, but I have yet to come across a country where nobody actually hunts. A little more digging uncovers an Israeli company that specialises in shooting accessories.
Most of the animals in Israel are protected. There are some wild boars. Most of the hunting in Israel legalized is around the wild boars, because they make most of the damage in the agriculture. Most parts in the north, where the bushes is green.
CAA sells a small amount of kit to Israeli sporting shooters.
For example, we have here is a buttstock that you put on a shotgun, actually. That's a buttstock on a tube, on a place that you can put the cartridges. Yeah, it's a bit military, that's what we do.
One question that bugs me is about wild boar. I love eating it, but I come from a society of pig-eating drunks. Do Israelis eat it?
We can eat, it's not kosher. So if you're a religion and if you're a religious person, you can't eat wild boar.
Well, lots of people do.
Yeah, most of the people do.
Now, it may not have escaped your notice that there is a teeny conflict going on between Israel and her Arab neighbours, and this extends to hunting. In Israel, Israelis make the wildlife protection laws. Arabs, says Aaron, break them.
On the Arab side, they have a lot of hunters, mostly illegal hunters. They hunt birds, wild boars, and I don't know how you call the animal with a long spikes.
Porcupine?
Porcupine, but a big one, the big one.
Really, giant porcupine.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people. Maybe not. More digging reveals that there is a community of Israeli hunters in Israel. They generally go abroad to neighbouring Egypt and Jordan to go shooting. This film is by an Israeli filmmaker about Tuareg falconry in Jordan. There was an Israeli partridge club which specialised in bird shooting. There is a gun shop in Tel Aviv, Meir Roth, which sells CZ sporting rifles and Benelli shotguns.
So there you have it, even a country that doesn't have hunting still has hunting. If you know anything about hunting in Israel, either leave a comment below, drop me an email, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv, or leave a comment on Facebook. Let's make this film a hub for hunting in Israel. A well-kept secret from Tel Aviv there. Now what's next? Ah yes, it is buck fever. Our Danish hunting journalist friend Thomas Lindy Nissen has started filming as well as writing, and he sent us this film of a roebuck stalk in Poland.
We are in Poland hunting for roebucks. But we are also here to test this shooting stick. The stick came on the market last year, selling very good, but we have just made this new accessory, the fifth leg, so it's now a pentapod, and we are very excited because it gives a very steady shot, but does it work on regular hunting? Well, this is why we are here. We're going to test it. Well, this is the second morning and we have just had a very good situation. We saw a female roe and her kid. They just went into the corn, and we saw a small buck, but he was a youngster, so he was too young to shoot.
Klaus, what happened here tonight?
I got a buck fever. I missed, I admit it, but the buck, he was very patient, so he stopped again, and next shot was perfect.
Did you take the miss shot just to make sure that the roebuck was in a distance where you could test your shooting stick?
Well, that's, I think that's up to the viewer.
Thank you, Thomas. I, of course, don't suffer from buck fever. I'm just a rubbish shot. So from Denmark to the deeper recesses of hunting on YouTube, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. Survival Lilly is a bushcrafting YouTuber from Austria. Motto: one hand drill a day keeps troubles away. In this film she tries rose stalking. Another star, Shawn Michaels, famous for American professional wrestling, is charged by an elephant while out hunting. It is a promo for a film on Carbon TV, but tells the story. You can't feel a lot of sympathy for him. The only escape route the elephants have is through him. Another American hunter in Africa is John from the Big Game Hunting blog. This is his close-range Cape Buffalo hunt in the Limpopo region of South Africa. John from Big Game Hunting blog is a soldier, and so are these guys. Texas ranch boss is plagued by feral hogs. Happily, he has a posse of wounded warriors who are tracking them down with freedom outdoor adventures. Another kind of hog hunting takes place at night. We are still in Texas, but this time it is a thick, rustly oat crop, and the pigs won't let the shooters come too near. But the hunters have thermal. Now to foxing in various forms. Fox hunting in winter 2015 Sydney NSW has Zubtech calling them in and shooting with the Remington 541S Custom Sporter. Staying in Australia, Kodiak 59 Fox is the story of how Captain Bowman shoots a fox with a recurve bow at 5 metres and tracks it to where it pegs out 50 metres away. If that film makes you pat your trusty rifle, here's a man who is doing more than pat his. Emrad Outdoors has put up a short series on work you can do on your own Remy 700. He sends in this film where he is bedding in action, and it is instructive. That's it for this week. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me, the link charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, if you didn't enjoy those, perhaps you'll enjoy this. It's Airheads. In our air gun show this week, Roy is setting up his new toys for a new series of pellet, power and performance. Darren is shooting brancher rooks, and Roger is zeroing his rifle with a full explanation of how to get it spot on. Over in Schools Challenge TV, it is the Breeden Festival of Shooting and the Rosini Classic this week. Click on the link on the screen to go and have a look. Well, we are back next week. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please go to our Facebook page. You can click to like us. Go to our Twitter page. You can follow us there. Or go to our webpage, fieldsportschannel.tv. You can pop your email address into our constant contact box and we'll constantly contact you about Fieldsports Britain. It's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday. This has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.